Um, Early in my career, it was just about catching bass, and the sponsor side of it was a nuisance and an aggravation. I feel like that we all sell this idea that's not true as far as the money that's made. The majority, and I mean this, the majority of the guys on tour, there's no way they can make their house payments, truck payments, entry fees, kids health care, just basic daily life. You can't do that off sponsor money. And I learned that early on. And for me, it was like, man, you had to make a choice. Am I gonna just keep trying to chase that unicorn to get that one or two, title sponsors, which they do exist and guys do get them. But you have them a year, maybe 2 years. If you're really lucky, you get them 3 years and then they're gone and you got to go chase another one. Or am I going to work, do something else when I come home and try to make money to support my family and do my part? And by 2006, I'd realized that I was never going to be Kevin Van Dam. And unless you're one of those one percenters, and so like, I'm not trying to crush anybody's dreams. If somebody's watching this or a kid, they do exist, but you better be one of those one percenters and you better be able to do it for many, many years. You can't, when I say by 1%, it's like everybody out there can fish at an extremely high level, extremely high. And those one percenters are one notch better. And I don't know what makes them that way. I room with them. They're some of my best friends in the world. They're great guys, but they've got something in their brain that they make the right decision 9 times out of 10. And they make most of the money in this sport. They do. So I went through that where I just kind of had to make that decision. And that was really the decision that I went with. Now, I will tell you that I think that it was the right decision for me 100%. Because I'm still in the sport and I'm still in the industry. And I think it's because of what I did. The decisions that I made then has a lot to do with that. I've worked, I was a plumber for 13 or 14 years from the age of 18 until I quit to fish the Elite Series. And then when I was fishing the Elite Series, I would come home, I'd do side jobs, do this, that. Then I went to work in the oil and gas as a landman running title. I did that for 7 years. And then I started doing some real estate stuff and trying to do things to find some type of business where I could earn income and not have to be there every single day.
Right.
And to do that seemed more profitable to me than chasing a unicorn, or at least I felt like it was a unicorn. Okay. You a little bit get some pushback, right? So like, I wasn't 22 years old. I wasn't standing on the stage with 2 trophies on each shoulder at the time. Quite frankly, my Oklahoma accent's probably a little too thick and too much for some companies, I wasn't the guy. It was very obvious to me, they tell you without telling you. Does that make sense? And I had children and I couldn't feed them. I mean, they're not going to grow up eating spinner baits. So I had to come up with money. So that was the choice, the decision that I made and why. And so therefore I didn't need a whole lot of marketing time, TV, right, social media, like all that. Of course, social media was just coming on, right, at that time, and not a lot of people really knew what the animal was. But so I rocked past that, but then when I came back to the FLW tour, started having some success, and won in Okeechobee, and things kind of started rolling for me. Well, by this point, one, I have a lot of connections because I've been doing this a long time and I know a lot of people. 2, one of the main reasons I came back after I'd quit was like, I had to make a life-changing decision. I mean, I really did. And it was this, basically. I'd quit. I'd been to the Elite Series. I've been back home working for 3 or 4 years. I started fishing team stuff again. And, like, I was really back into it. Like, that fire was burning again that we all have as bass fishermen. And, financially, I thought I could do this, but I would be better off financially if I didn't, if I just stayed and worked and we did all these other things. But like at the end of the day, man, this is what I want to do. So
what's going to make you happy?
Right. So like, I'm never going to be a millionaire off sponsors. I'm never, none of that's ever going to happen, but that's where I want to be. I want to be not just involved in the fishing part. I want to be involved in the whole thing. I want to be involved at iCast. I want to be involved in bait design. I want to be involved in marketing companies. I want to be involved with Falcon, who I've known those people forever, from fishing in Oklahoma. And not one time have I ever put them on my jersey. I wanted to work with these people, and I mean truly work with them, not just, hey, pay me a little bit of money and I'll, put a sticker on the side of my boat type deal. Like, I want a relationship because this is what I want to do. And I think that decision probably happened somewhat with my age, but like, we're not going to live forever, So when your time's up, how do you want to look back and go, how did you spend it? And this is right here, what we're doing right now is exactly how I want to spend my time. And so when I look back 20 years from now, dude, this is what I want to say I did. That's probably why you see such a different version of me from when I was on the Elite Series to me now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that was a really cool story. I mean, that hits home for sure. I totally get it.
Yeah. I mean, it truly is. And then the YouTube.
If you want to hear more of Bradley Hallman, watch this full video stream right here.